Hello, my name is Stephen Thomas, and welcome to my channel. In this video, we're going to take a look at how to configure your local environment to use cloud parameters for testing. Logic Apps Standard has a unique ability in being able to run and debug them locally inside your local environment. This can be a great cost saver because you're running locally and not using cloud resources. There are times where you use built-in connectors such as SQL Server where you are going to want to connect to cloud resources to do your local testing. There's a little bit of additional configuration that's needed to be able to leverage those cloud resources. Now let's take a look at how easy it is to set up your local environment to use these Azure cloud resources such as SQL Server. In this video, we're going to take a quick look at where local connection strings are set inside VS Code in the event that you're using in-app adapters to connect to artifacts in Azure. This is a simple workflow that has an HTTP receive and an HTTP response, and in the middle we're calling a SQL store procedure. This SQL database is stored in Azure. I created this using a connection string, and it created my connection automatically for me. We can see details about this connection in connections.json. In here we can see that the connection string value is read from app settings SQL_connection string. When I deploy this to Azure, this is the app setting name that I need to use to set this connection string. Now this is the same if you're using SQL or Service Bus or any other type of connection that needs some sort of connection string. This would all be set in a similar manner. Now when I want to run this locally, I still want to connect to SQL Server in Azure. These settings are stored automatically for me in local.settings.json. Here you can see my SQL connection string, and you can see my value for my connection string here. If I wanted to change my local connection to point to maybe a local SQL server or a different SQL server in Azure, I would simply want to update this connection string value here. Then I would be able to run my workflow locally in this environment and connect to whatever database I also want to point out that occasionally this value is not written to the local.settings.json file when you create your connection. I have seen this happen on more than one occasion, so if that happens, you'll have to manually set this value right here. You'll get some error that says connection not available, and that simply means you need to check your local.system.json file to make sure the app setting that it's looking for is there. Remember to check your connections.json file for the name of that app setting. Now this was just intended to give you a quick overview of where some of your connections are set for local development, and hopefully this can help you out if you need to change it in the future. Thank you, and don't forget to like and subscribe.